Hi there everyone, welcome to the UkeStuff channel and welcome to this tutorial for a cleaner version of Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. My family was carving pumpkins the other night. In fact, here is a picture of our pumpkins from this year. And on our playlist, we asked Alexa to play a playlist of Halloween songs, and this song came up. My wife mentioned that she's been listening to it all the time, came out in the summer of 2023. So here is Vampire. Now, the original does have some more serious language. This version does have the word D-A-M-N, so it may or may not be appropriate for your school setting. So if you are a teacher, do be aware of that. One other thing I do want to say about the song is that it is catchy, and Olivia Rodrigo uses some chord sequences that are just gorgeous. So she starts with the home key of the chord, whether it's F or G, and then she goes up to the third step to create actually a dominant chord that then moves to the fourth step, which is not where you expect it to go. So generally you'd expect it to be going to another place, and it's just a fantastic chord progression that's used throughout this song. Very, very excellent chord writing for a pop song. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to look at the chords you need for the song in the original key of F, then we'll look at the chords you need for the song in a raised key of G, and then also for baritone in that key of G as well, which works well with baritone. After we've done that, then we'll talk about strumming, and I do have some ideas here for you. I do want to remind you that the tabs or chord chart for this song is available on my website at UkeStuff.info. If you look at the tabs page there, you'll see it alphabetically under Vampire. And if you want to support the work here on this channel, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can like the video. Second, you can subscribe to the channel. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thank you for making this content at www.buymeacoffee.com/UkeStuff. All right, let's begin with the chords you need to play Vampire in the key of F. The first chord you'll need is the F chord. Then you'll need the A7 chord. Then you're going to need a bar chord to play the next chord, which is B flat. And I want to suggest that perhaps you want to play this one with a full bar, because it always is going to go down to the B flat minor as well. So let's talk about it. A normal B flat generally is a partial bar chord. With a bar chord, you're taking a finger, you're pulling against the strings, and you're actually creating a movable nut on your ukulele. So basically you're covering strings 1 and 2 right above the metal first fret, pulling against the fretboard, holding your ukulele securely, and then adding your thumb for some support. That gives you most of the sound that you need. You don't really even need your thumb to get that sound, but the thumb just helps. You're not squeezing, you're pulling. That's really important. And then you add 2 fingers to that. Now in this case, you may want to do the full bar chord and then make the A shape with your second finger and third finger, because you're going to want to be lifting off for the next chord, the B flat minor. You're already making the shape. Lift up the second finger, and that's your B flat minor. So because you have to go to that, and you can just go like this, I think the full bar chord on this song is going to be easier if you're playing it in the key of F. Then you'll need a G minor chord and a C7 chord. And those are the chords you need to play Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo on soprano, concert, or tenor GCEA ukulele. Now let's talk about the song in the key of G. All right, in the key of G, we're going to need a G chord, then a B7 chord. Now, there are a number of ways you can play B7. The books are often going to show you a bar chord and then adding a second finger to go like that. That works, but realistically, I think a non-bar chord B7 works well on GCEA ukulele. So I put my first finger on the second string, second fret, and then I waterfall down. Then a C chord, then a partial bar chord on the C minor. So what I'm going to do is put my first finger across strings 1, 2, and 3, right above the middle third fret, pull against the fretboard, add my thumb for some support, hold the ukulele securely, and that's the chord. Then we'll have an A minor chord, and then a D7, which is a Hawaiian D7 on GCEA ukulele, which means there's actually no D. So again, first finger goes on the 4th string 2nd fret, second finger goes on the 2nd string 2nd fret without a D in the chord. If you wanted to play a full D7, it would require a bar chord, and it doesn't really sound quite right in this particular arrangement. And those are the chords you need to play Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo on GCEA soprano, concert, or tenor ukulele in the key of G. Now let's talk about baritone ukulele. All right, for baritone ukulele, we're going to be in the key of G. You'll need the G chord, a B7 chord, which is one of my favorite chord shapes. I tilt my hand a little bit, and I put my first finger at the top of the 4th string 1st fret, and then my other 2 fingers down on strings 3 and 1. B7, you know the C chord, and then a C minor chord. Now, don't let the C minor chord drive you too crazy. Put down your fingers 1 and 2 first, and then add your pinky on the 1st string 3rd fret. Then an A minor chord, which is much like the C chord with an extra finger. And you'll also need a D7 chord. And those are the 6 chords you'll need to play Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo on baritone DGBE ukulele in the key of G. All right, as we talk about strumming, first of all, let me state the 3 rules about strumming. First of all, use the right chords. So the chords are here on the play-alongs with you. So if you're seeing the chords, they work with the song. Second, keep a steady beat and keep those chord changes in tempo. And then third, strum in a style that matches the song. Make sure that that strumming style that you're using matches the song. So with the suggestions I give you today, you do not have to follow them. They are completely voluntary, but I know that they work. Here is I'm using the key of G because I have a version for both GCEA and DGBE, soprano, concert, tenor, and baritone. If you want to play it in the key of F, you'll just have to use the same strumming, but with different chords. So the first pattern I hear through the song, and this is really until I took some notes, until about 1 minute 30 seconds in, where that first sort of different things happens with notes, is just down strums. And it's going to be B7 to the C, C minor, and that's going to work for quite a while in the song to about 1 minute and 30 seconds in. So then at about 1 minute 30 seconds or 1 minute 29 seconds, we're going to get a single note, and it's a G. Now on GCEA soprano, concert, tenor ukulele, I would be playing the G, which is on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and it's going to go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So that's what I would do. If you're going to play the G chord, you'd go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's that same pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. If you're an elementary music teacher, you may say something like T T T T T T T T T T T T ta ha, or ta-dee, 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 ta-ha. So that's that first one. It's a single note G, or a chord, or now I'm going to grab the baritone here. And by the way, what I'm playing is actually a concert with Pepe Romero baby baritone strings on it. And in this case, the G you want to use is the 1st string 3rd fret. It's the same note, just 1 string up. Okay? Or the full chord. Incidentally, this is a rare play-along where it sounds really good both on baritone and GCEA tuning. Sometimes the play-alongs favor the GCEA chords a little more, but in this case it sounds good on either. Okay, now that we've played that first part with down strums, and incidentally, by the way, if you see a single down arrow, that just means a single strum in the music. So when we get to the next part, we're going to have down, up at that same tempo. So it's going to sound like this. works really well with the song. And that's after that first single note repeated or single chord repeated. And you're going to follow that until we get to the next part of the song, where you'll have another rhythmic pattern, which is at 2 minutes 35 seconds. 2 minutes 35 seconds. And let's take a look at that one. Now this is going to be a chord instead of a single note, and it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'll do that again, and you can see it up here on the screen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to be the same on baritone as well. Then we're going to return back to the music, and this is about 2 minutes 42 seconds in, so right after that. And again, this is what you'll do, just down, up, except for if there's a single strum, and you're going to get this. Now, of course, there are other chord sequences in the song, but these patterns last through these entire sections. And then the final section occurs right at the end. It's right at the outro, and it's at 3 minutes 37 seconds on the play along video. And this is the case where it's an extended pattern, and it's going to go like this on the G chord. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you stop. And that is really disconcerting with the song as well. You expect some kind of like final strum, and you don't get it. In fact, you might even want to dampen the strings, just stop the strings on that downbeat so it doesn't continue. So it sounds something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it really, without that final ring and final chord, it really sets you off. And along with that chord choice, going from the tonic to that dominant chord, then to the surprise fourth step of the chord, which is your subdominant, and then to the minor version of that chord, the songwriting is just gorgeous. So those chords, either an F or G on GCEA soprano concert tenor ukulele, or the chords for baritone in the key of G, because that's going to work better than the F key for most baritone players, along with that strumming, will work perfectly. And again, if you don't like that strumming, do something else that you like, because hey, it's a play along, do what you want. Hey, this is the surprise video for 2023. I didn't even think I would get this done, so a surprise happy Halloween to everyone. I hope you're having a great Halloween, or whenever you watch this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.